This is Martin Carlisle with GOT Shell from pico2018 2018. Can you authenticate to this service and get the flag? Connect to it on port 23731. We have a link to the source code. All right, so I'm going to go to the problems page and I'm going to grab this link to the executable. And I've already downloaded the source code. I'll open that over here in Visual Studio. So basically what happens is the program's going to ask me for an address in memory, and then it's going to ask me what value I want to write to that address. It's going to do it, and then it's going to exit. So I can't do an overwrite of the return address because of this call to exit, but what I'm going to do instead is I'm going to make that call to exit go somewhere else. And for that, we're going to look at something called the global offset table. So it turns out that exit is part of the standard C library, and as a part of the standard C library, it lives somewhere in memory. And so we're going to figure out the pointer to that and then get it to point to this conveniently located win method here, and that win method is going to give me what I want. All right, so here I am, and I'm going to do a wget in the shell, and I'm going to get that program auth. And it's got certificates. So I'm going to add this no check certificate flag. All right, so now I have auth2. And I'll dump that to a file. Okay, so looking at the assembly here, I'm going to look for exit. And so I see this exit at PLT, so procedure linkage table, and that says it's going to jump to whatever is pointed to by the address 804A014. If I look down in main, you'll see that main, when it wants to call exit, in fact calls that exit at PLT. And the reason for that is because it's a linked library, the C library, it's not going to be at the same address every time. It's not included in the executable. So when the program starts up, it sets those pointers to point to wherever the C library has been loaded into memory. So what we know is that 804A014 should have the address of the exit routine after the program starts. Now if we could change that, so instead of calling exit, it calls win, then we would be good to go. So this is the address we want to change, this 804A014, and we're going to change it to 804.854B. And so what that will do is when it gets to the end of the program, instead of calling exit, we'll have changed what that points to. It'll point to win instead. We'll come up here, we'll call bin sh, and we should be good to go. All right, so looking back at our problem again, right, so 23731 is my port number. I've connected there. It says it's going to let me write one 4-byte value to memory. Where do I want to write it? And I've decided that's at 804A014. And what am I going to write to it? I'm going to write the address of win, and that's 804.854B. And so it says exiting, but you'll notice it didn't actually exit. I do an ls, and I'm in the shell, so the win method was called. Here is my flag. You can copy that. And there you go.